Welcome to this short video that explains how to use the Anticipatory Care Plan. The first thing to do is to locate the Anticipatory Care Plan in your version of System 1. The appearance of System 1 varies depending on individual practice settings, and some of it can be quite customizable, others can be quite restricted in how you can adapt System 1 to your own preferences. The first thing to do is to find the template if you haven't got it already in your clinical tree. And by using the search bar in the bottom left-hand corner and typing Anticipatory Care, or starting to type it, you can see that the system identifies it and you can select Anticipatory Care Plan. And that will allow you to launch the care plan directly and start completing it. You may find it more useful, if it isn't already included on your clinical tree, to add it to your clinical tree. So to do that, what you need to do is right-click over part of the clinical tree, select Customize Tree, and then if you type Anticipatory into the search tree, again you can see that the care plan is visible. You want the document called Care Plan itself, and then you can add it onto your clinical tree. And you can move it to a location within the tree by clicking the up or the down buttons, depending on where you'd like it to be. And when you're happy with that, you can click OK. And you can now see that the care plan node has appeared in the left-hand side of the clinical tree. And I can just click on that and double-click it to launch it and go from there. You can launch the Anticipatory Care Plan either by double-clicking on it when it's in your clinical tree, or if you can't find it or you just have a preference, you can type it into the search box in the bottom left-hand corner and select it that way. The template will then launch. It can look a little bit overwhelming to begin with. It is actually fairly straightforward, and the most important thing is that you don't have to fill in all of the information and you don't have to fill it in all at the same time. You can suspend the information that's already stored here at any time that you want to go back into other parts of the record, and that information is stored safely and can be retrieved again later. So just finding your way around the template first of all. Across the top are a number of tabs which take you through different sections of the template. You can navigate through those either by clicking on them directly or by using the arrows to the left and the right. There are also some direct links on the content section of the page that will take you directly to these pages as well. You can use whichever way you want to jump around. If you need to access any information about guidance notes or any other hyperlinks, you can just click and you'll see that that takes you to an Anticipatory Plan toolkit, which you can get to and read yourself. You can just get back into your own System 1 by clicking on the System 1 icon at the bottom of your screen. It's worth checking, if you haven't done so before, that the sharing consent has been done correctly within System 1, and normally we would expect that people would be sharing their information in and out to all other organisations that are involved in their care. However, of course, it's important that you have actually obtained consent from the individual patient. The summary care record is also worth specifically addressing. The summary care record, the basic version of this, is an opt-out system, and patients need to actively opt out of sharing their basic summary care record. But the basic summary care record only passes on very, very limited information, just the current and previous recent medications and allergies. Nothing else is shared beyond that. The enhanced summary care record provides much more information, and although it doesn't share as much information as this care plan does, some of this information is shared within the summary care record, and that means that any organisation that needs to access via the summary care record can see that information even if they can't view this care plan. You need to record that separately using the drop down here, and either people will opt in for all of it, they will opt in only for the summary care record and opt out of the additional summary care record, or they'll say they don't want any of the summary care record at all. If you'd like to save the information and come back to it a little bit later on, you can suspend the record and you can come back to that later. So you can now go back and look at other patient information, do whatever is necessary, and then restart the care plan. So you can do that either by double clicking again on the care plan document, or you can do that by going to patient and resume, which will resume the active template. So when you're ready to start recording information in the record, click on the relevant sections. We recommend that, particularly if you're going through a structured meeting, that you go through tab by tab. But if you're on a visit or seeing a patient in a consultation, you may just want to focus on particular pages. The first page covers patient details. This gives you just an opportunity to check that the demographic information is correct. If you need to record information such as a key safe number, this is the appropriate and safe place to do so. You can record other information about their caring status. And you can see that if you have specific concerns about a particular problem, such as safeguarding, you can add this information specifically by clicking on the pencil icon to add additional notes. It's important that you complete your own name and details, and when you've finished with a particular page, once you're satisfied that you've completed everything, then you can move on to the next page. The escalation plan is one of the key parts of the anticipatory care plan and allows you to record information about what to do if the patient deteriorates. So when you first see this, the first time that you try and record information, you'll see there's no information here, and you simply double click over the central screen. So you can record information in here in either free text form or by using predetermined text, which is available simply by clicking over the little plus symbol. You can also add free text information, and you can combine both free text and predetermined text. And when you're finished, just click OK. If you're editing a record that's already got information recorded in it, in order to make sure that the information is stored correctly, you need to follow the instructions here, which are to right-click and click on Copy Previous Values. If at any time you need to suspend to go out to other parts of the care record to have a look, you can do so. So if we click on Suspend, you'll see that some of this information has already been stored, and we can just go back into the care plan and continue our work once we're finished. So there are a number of structured pages to go through, some of which have drop-down information, some of which have checkbox information, and some of those have accompanying notes. And of course, the key strength of this is that all of it is shared. We can save clinical information, and I'd encourage you to do so. But remember, not every box needs to be filled in if there's not information required at that time, or you don't actually have it. There is a final page which allows you to link in information for additional members of staff who have a relationship with the patient. And you can record this in a number of ways. If you know that they're a System 1 user, you can add their information that way, or you can just put free text information in, such as you can see here. So when you're finished with the information, you can then save it. One of the important things you may well want to do is to print the information out in the form of the standardized Word document care plan. And to do that, you need to click here to launch the latest care plan. It will then pop up this new letter message, and then you just need to click Write Now. And when it's done, you'll get the anticipatory care plan. You can save this into the patient record, and you can also print it out to give to the patient So once you have saved the record, you can click OK, and you'll see that an entry has been created for your consultation, which includes all of the information that you've included into the template, and all of this is shared and visible throughout the System 1 record across various organisations according to the sharing profile. If you need to find the care plan itself, it will be stored in communications and letters, and you'll see that it's the most recent document, and you can access that by right-clicking and view content. If you do need technical support and are having difficulties with setting up information in the care plan, the best thing is to ask other members of your practice who may have used it already. If you're having difficulties, then you can always contact the CCG team who can give you advice about any problems that you experience. We are very keen to adapt this to make it as usable as possible for everyone who needs to use it. And as part of that, it's really important that you do complete the survey after completing this and let us know how well it worked, what could be improved, any other suggestions or ideas you have. You can see that it's a very quick 5-question survey, and we really do appreciate your feedback in making this as good as it possibly can be.